And it's Astro Monday, and we're going to be talking about how the astrology is going to be affecting you specifically this week. Today is a really powerful day. It's a take action day, and this week the afterburners come on with Mercury out of retrograde, and with things starting to align, you're going to see a massive change in the way that you interact with your life, your body, your emotions this week. Let's talk about it. Put down in the comments your sun, your moon, and your rising. If you have your degree, that would be really powerful too. We're looking to knock the doors off today. Hey, from Estonia. And we're waiting for Chris Witecki. Now, Chris, I've been working with Chris we've had our 12-year anniversary, for those of you guys who know that. And Chris has developed the best program I've ever seen to help you learn astrology. And that's with Serious Joy, the app. You can go to our website under our products and our partners and affiliates, and you can sign up for Serious Joy for $3.99 for the first month, and I suggest you do it. It sends you 7 messages a day telling you about your specific astrology, as well as giving you a general forecast, a week, a month, a year. You can literally become a full-fledged astrologer and learn it all just from the app. Okay, Sag, Sun, Virgo, Moon, Rising, Mercury. There's Christopher jumping on. Aries, Libra, Virgo.
Hello, sir.
Hey, Chris.
Thank you for the good. We're gonna hire you as a spokesperson for Serious Joy, bro.
I am?
Yeah,
You
totally. I mean, you're
to hire me.
No, thank you. You're totally right. You're right. You're right. I should shut up and not look a gift horse in the mouth.
A gift horse.
So, how are you, brother? How you feeling? How you flying the friendly skies of this these astromechanics?
It was we had our event on Saturday in Tulum. Hundreds of people there. I didn't expect hundreds of people. We had people fly in from Connecticut, from Los Angeles, just for the day, from Canada, and I could feel that there was a change in the air. People were different. People were acting differently. People's bodies were responding differently. It was super intense. And then just I could feel the energy building up to our events in May. Like it is, there's a tingling in the air. So I've been feeling and I've been feeling really good. Like I've been feeling the best I've ever felt.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty. I feel really good about me, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel really good about me. I'm real proud of myself. I'm extremely busy, but I'm a Taurus. I've got Jupiter in my sign, so this is a big manifestation year. I felt, we were talking about it in our staff meeting, I felt a timeline shift probably about the Friday after. I'm standing by my testimony. The Friday after, step 22 after the eclipse.
Yeah.
The eclipse is 19. 22 is when I jump timelines. And when I say jump timelines, I mean I feel different about who I am. I feel different in my body. I feel different about my future. I have an excitement in the air. I'm excited to be alive, which is odd.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, which is really peculiar.
Yeah, I'm excited too, and it finally feels like everything in my life is working out. No matter, even the most weirdest things, like when something comes up and it, as you know, we had the house that we were supposed to be pulled out from underneath us. At last minute, we had like almost 40 people coming, with 50 million followers, going to be there for 10 days, and I'm like, but honestly, I was like, no, this is something better coming, and wait till the story. I'm going to send it out here. The story of who this place is and why we're there. It's gonna just shock you, blow your mind.
So you just so you had like gotten a location for your Austin event. Like you're talking about the mansion. Are you having it at the same place?
Yeah,
The
no,
location
but
is
no. The Palmer Centers were having the event
okay.
downtown,
Gotcha.
but the mansion, like, like, first of all, I was looking at it, and in normal places we were going to send a team in, retrofit all the showers so that there's no fluoride and no, chlorine, put the water systems in, take all the sheets and replace them for all 35 or 40 people, and
Wow.
put organic ones in. These
Wow.
are all the things we do because this is our life. We don't, like, I won't stay in a place that's chemically toxic. And it's a lot of work. It was like, it was a beautiful place we were looking at and all this, but something didn't feel right. And then I sent you the picture of the Sovereign Ranch. So we're in the Sovereign
Yeah.
Ranch, all organic, commercial kitchens. They have goats there. They have pigs there. They have cows there. They have 200 acres. They have a massive commercial kitchen. They can feed 1,000 people. We've got two minor kitchens in there. We've got all organic. All they grow the food on the property.
Wow.
I mean,
That's cool.
it's going to be kick ass. I mean, and that's really what I wanted, because that's the life that we live, and that's the life that I wanted everybody to be a part of.
I'm excited. I mean, it's gonna be fun and just hanging out with cool people, for a full week and getting to meet the whole Human Garage team. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Like in person.
it's gonna
Yeah.
be fun. So I feel like everything's working. Like that's one of the events. Like, everybody was stressing here because the place, we didn't have it. There was things going on. We were trying to book, and I'm just like, no, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. But this one, I'm not even gonna tell you. I'm gonna just wait to send you the video of how it worked and why it worked and who it was. It's like a completion of a 6-year story for me.
Oh, interesting. I am seeing that too, where I'm seeing things I have been wanting for a lifetime come into alignment.
Yeah.
Life, I mean, stuff I wanted before I even met you is finally coming into alignment now. Like crazy. I think it's because this is the story we were born to live, honestly. I feel like from this, honestly, and that full moon was that full moon in Scorpio was a doozy. I thought was it last week that we had that? Yeah, it was last week. That was a bitter full moon, man. People got sour. We had a lot of sour grapes, in our community. We had a lot of people sort of projecting onto each other. And that was really where that full moon was really, are you what it takes? Do you think you have what it takes? Do you own what you are worth? And once that question was answered, that was the last survey from God. From this point forward, everyone just manifests, the life they deserve. Let's put it that way.
But some people are manifesting shit right now too, though. That's what they deserve. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like some people have. It is all going to come into who you have been. Is going to come into clarity, and you're going to see a reflection of who you are in life. And I believe that, and we always do. But we just had sort of our mirror polished. So this is going to be a grander reflection of ourselves in our life. It's a very fertile month. And the astrology of that week and how it ends up on Unite the Light too, that whole week of astrology is really powerful, bro.
Yeah, and I mean, and this is the launching pad. Like I said, we have, in social media following, there's 50 million followers coming to that event.
That's crazy.
I don't mean
50 million, 50 million and one. 50 million and one. Don't forget me.
Yeah.
No. And so we're going to 22 day, you know that? Step 22 day on your event.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I couldn't ask for anything better. Step 22 is actually better than step 28 for me.
Yeah, the sun conjuncts Uranus the following day.
Yeah.
So the day after your event, everyone will sort of have their mind blown. And the whole week, seriously, because it's at 22 degrees, the sun crosses Uranus at 22 degrees. So that's mind blown. Uranus at 23 is when your mind is blown.
Wow.
So everyone's mind will be blown. And that's sort of the theme that carries out the whole week until we get to Unite the Light on Saturday of that week. And then the Sun conjunct Jupiter and Venus conjunct Uranus. We own the mind blow.
So we
basically.
we actually we had a blip. We had to open up more tickets. We sold out the first batch of tickets for our event, and so we opened up some more. So if you're listening to this right now, get your ticket. Don't wait.
Actually, anyone in Austin or Texas, y'all should come. Like, we're not going to make it to your neck of the woods again for a while.
No,
so Texas is a big state. We're not doing Dallas. Sorry. or El Paso. You're going to have to make the drive. But if you do, it'll be worth it. So I do think people who are local or on the fence ought to come, for sure.
Yeah.
I started doing local advertising on Facebook, too, just to see if people, felt compelled. But it's a magical time. But I think this launches a whole magical summer. In fact, this May. So let's just take a step back. In Pisces, you decided, I'm tired of this karma.
Yeah.
In Aries, you say, okay, this is who I am now. I'm no longer this. I am this. That was Aries. In Taurus, we say, and I'm going to manifest this. So to me, May is the grand I manifest. We're going to manifest a grand. The last time we had Jupiter conjunct Uranus in Taurus, which just happened last week, was 1938. It was literally that force of energy that was spinning out a ship a week in the Kaiser shipyards. That was women in the factories, creating radar. It's this incredibly productive, fertile energy, which is what all of May is, and then at the end of the May, my subline is a conversation begins. It kicks a conversation with yourself off, a profound conversation with yourself. You're going to consider something about yourself you never dared to think or take seriously.
Right.
Is what happens, and so I call it the summer of love. Because I do think people are really hooking up, like it's a great time. Get them bikinis out, like get them nice swimsuits. Like people are going to be, I think, hooking up in a big way, like in a biblical way. But I also think we're falling in love with ourselves, and we're falling in love with ideas this summer. So this summer, we just fall in love with these ideas down sort of rabbit holes. And with Jupiter and Gemini, just conversation is going to be bouncing around like popcorn in a popcorn maker. And it's going to just get more excited and passionate until my team and I just looked at Leo. We just looked at the beginning of Leo and forecasted the beginning of Leo. Lionsgate this year, which is August 8th, looks like it's going to be this sort of like, kind of like a Disney film when a princess sings wanting her prince to come, like that moment where you're just like, oh my, just that starry-eyed, like, magical, wishing upon a star sort of energy. Then September comes and ruins the party. But we'll talk about that in September.
So Lionsgate Portal has been big for me. Lionsgate Portal was the day I got arrested. Lionsgate Portal was the day my public company was taken over. Lionsgate Portal was a near-death experience. Lionsgate Portal was, I get every single Lionsgate Portal now, I can actually go back to and say my life has significantly changed. But I thought at that time for the worst, but it was actually leading me towards the better. So I'm really excited about what's happening this year.
What's interesting about Lionsgate, two interesting things. One, technically Lionsgate is in July now because the star Sirius has moved to Cancer. And so technically Lionsgate was the star Sirius rising above one of the pyramids in Egypt. And back then Sirius was in Leo. And so it was a magical moment of Sirius sort of condoning Leo, right? So but Lionsgate energetically is step 16 Leo. And step 16 Leo is what the heart and soul wants. Like what the heart wants, and that 7 and the soul wants. So it does realign you back onto the truth, the navigation of the star of your heart and what your heart really wants. And so, so you sort of kind of come to Jesus with what your heart really wants is what happens.
So I know they call it serious, right?
No, here we go. I can sense a Canadian joke coming.
No, why, Gary? His job's really important.
His job's really important, yeah.
Very serious about it.
He's very serious, yeah, seriously. They are serious. They're a serious culture, actually. Kind of like a Cancer forming culture.
So what is this? Okay, so it feels very interesting this week. So what does this week look like? Monday is today. We're step
So
9.
we're step 9. So today what's happening is that you are, coming back to this full story. We cleared out our issues with ourselves, and we now are not afraid of the boogeyman. And so today, it's now time to bet on yourself. So step 9 Taurus is like bet on yourself today. Bet on your ability to do it, bet on your ability to own it. Do something that proves to yourself how worthy you are to yourself.
Right.
Is what today is. And this is for the repair of our self-worth. And really, it's not that our self-worth was damaged. It's just that because we have all these wounds and traumas, our self-worth never really gelled,
Right.
and came and thrived, and it certainly didn't earn interest. So now we are interested in ourselves, and we're going to own interest in our self-worth, and we're going to start to feel more and more worth it. And what this does is then build up the pressure of I'm worth it. So this first half of the week is I'm worth it. It's sort of like Sally Field. You love me. You really love me. The Academy affords. It's one of those moments. And today Mars conjoins Neptune. So today is also the launch of, the official launch of a spiritual destiny that we all have. And we were all destined in this particular moment on Earth to play this role we're about to play. I actually don't feel many people have free will manifestation powers bigger than overriding fate. So what I'm saying is, like, most people are being pushed to a place on the earth where they're fated to be, and I don't think earthlings are talented enough in manifestation to avoid that fate. So Mars conjoining Neptune says you're being pushed to fate.
So
right now.
if you were being pushed, like right now, if you're going to a part of the world or traveling like this week, it's probably because you're supposed to be there.
Yeah, and Mars is a trajectory, so it's like that you're heading for an event in Austin, that you're heading to be a doctor, that you're heading to be where you are headed, where your comet is headed, where your energy is headed, where your actions are headed. Wherever they're headed right now, the direction they're pointing, this is fate, most likely. And the thing about it is, like, if you're in a job that is not your fate, you'll get fired. Like, that's what I'm saying. This is sort of being forced, this hand. And the universe does force the hand.
I get that.
The truth is
I have some things happening around here, and I'm like, that makes total sense for some of the relationships that I have.
Yeah, I've had, actually, in relationships, this is particularly true. Because the South Node in Libra at 15 degrees, like, no, sorry, we weren't meant to ride this ride or dance this round, or so some people are falling off, and some people are. I've been describing this getting on and off the train.
So when the South Node is 15 and Libra, that's Grandmaster Libra.
Correct. Which is also relationships. So
Right.
South Node is leaving. We're leaving. So we're leaving relationships.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Because I have some interesting people coming, and I have some interesting people going right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
That's pretty much the North Node, South Node right there.
Interesting. Because I was like, I'm just gonna let the universe take care of all this. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna see what happens and let it happen.
Oh, me too. I mean, I've even had moments where, and I don't want to out anyone, but there's been times where people have said, this isn't going to work anymore. I can't keep doing this. I'm like, okay, no problem. This is the time to get off the train if that's the case. Like, I'm totally cool with it. Like, you're not going to fight for me? No. You're supposed to get off the train. I'll see you in heaven. We'll compare notes. But I thought we were close. We are. Get off the train.
We're so close. I'll push you.
It's not like that at all, because I love everybody, really. It's like, okay. I'm always interested. I find it compelling to see who gets on and off the train, you know what I mean, at different times. But when you know their life or whatever, you know that because they're going to go marry a man and have a family in West Africa. Like, they've got some plot line that they're segueing to, So the point is fate's taking over right now. I would say this whole week fate's taking over to some degree, and a lot of that fate, happens by whether or not you accepted your self-worth. If you don't own your self-worth, you're staying on the old train. If you own your self-worth, you will board a new train.
Yeah, it feels like
new destination.
it feels like I've watched several people in my sphere, like literally over the last like 2 weeks, just a constant self-destruction. Like you couldn't plan all the things to go wrong.
Right.
And I was sitting there watching it. It's like watching a car drive into a wall slow motion.
And also there's a wisdom there where you're like, last life that was me. Right? It's just like, glad I chose that other train this time. And we have Venus going to Taurus today, so it's weird. Today things are going to soften and harden, but in different places. So Venus has been in Aries, so we haven't really had a lot of comfort with Venus in Aries. Venus is sort of like rips the band-aid off when it's in Aries. So we've been a lot of tough love, with Venus and Aries. So there's been a lot of tough love. Venus was in a Taurus, so it's like beautiful, soft, maiden, kind of gentle, inviting, Pleiades love, if you will, if you know Pleiades energy. It's very Pleiades, Venus and Taurus. But Mars goes into Aries tomorrow, on Tuesday. Mars was in soft Pisces, and Mars goes now in hard-ass Aries. So it's like we still have a part of us soft and a part of us hard-ass, but they've flipped where. But it does mean that Venus and Taurus means it's now time to, like, really smell your BO and own yourself, like really take you in, ingest you, hug you, embrace you with Venus and Taurus, embrace the little moments with yourself. And with Mars and Aries, it's like, we got this, we got this. So basically, this week is sort of like, the universe is like the coach in the corner of the boxer. It's like, you got this, you're going to kick their ass. It's like we're kind of in the corner waiting for the bell to ring. Ding, ding, ding. And that bell is going to pretty much be, when we go back in the ring, it's going to be my birthday, which is going to be next week, the new moon in Taurus on May 7th.
Is your birthday next week?
Yes. This year it's early because of leap year. The step birthday.
Oh, yes, but it's, wow, it's like, I can't even get my head around it. It's moving so fast. It's like next week. Oh my gosh.
I know. I know. It's so funny. How fast it's going. So basically, to kind of give you the timeline of the month, because then my mega monthly is coming out on my service, by the way, on Monday, which is a full month preview of all 12 signs, like what you can expect. So I've got it all fresh in my mind and recording over the weekend. But basically, you want to launch on May 7th, whatever your thing is, whatever you want to do. And launch may be that, okay, I'm going to get up in the morning and I'm going to write every day and write my book. Or launch may be, okay, I'm going to start researching my real estate license. Or launch may be, okay, I'm going to start practicing feng shui to be a feng shui master. Okay, so it doesn't have to be like open the store business. A lot of people are like, I'm not ready to open the business. No, we're talking about getting started, wherever that happens to be, right? For me, I'm launching a new brand, okay, on my birthday. So it's like another wave of what I've created. Then on the 18th, which is the day we unite the light, well, actually, on Human Garage on Sunday, you take that idea higher at the Human Garage event, okay? So you take that idea higher on the Human Garage. So you launch on my birthday, you take it higher on Gary's day, and then you knock it out of the park with Unite the Light with the Sun conjunct Jupiter. That sort of knocks it out of the park, yeah. And it's at 28 degrees to Sun conjunct Jupiter. 28 is the Grandmaster degree of Taurus.
Yeah.
So what that basically means is stuff is going to grow like wildfire. And I think I was saying this to you the last time we talked. That's also bad stuff that will grow like wildfire.
Yeah, I get it. This is the separation. I can feel it. I literally see it happening. It's like, that's what I was saying. I can see how people are responding to the world. They're basically what's showing up in their life. And some people are got like train wrecks showing up and they're moving through it. And I'm like, this is going to get amplified pretty quick here.
Oh yeah, it is. It's gonna grow out of control. Fires will grow out of control. Infections will grow out of control. tension in the Middle East will probably grow out of control. By the way, and I'm not, by the way, I'm not political by any means. Okay, so I'm on the side of love and love and humanity. But Israel is a 22-degree Taurus. Israel
May
is a
12th.
22
May
22
12th.
Taurus. You're having your event on Israel's birthday. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny. Jeremy Piven's opening it up with some comedy.
I didn't know. I want to see his chart. I'm curious about him.
He's a 3-degree Leo. Yeah, 3-degree Leo.
That's right.
Yeah, with a 29 Pisces or something like that. No, 25 Pisces.
Well, what it means is that like these growing out of control is going to be right on Israel's sun.
Wow.
So they have to be careful. Like as far as going too far. That would be it. And that's not my own political. That's just astrological. I would say that to any 22-degree Taurus, be careful of going too far in May.
Right.
Be careful going too far in May. It's easy for any of us Tauruses to be overinvested. We overproduce as Tauruses.
Yeah. So what do you think? Okay, so I get the sense that what's going to happen like towards the weekend this week?
So what happens is like by the end of the week, you basically spend this whole week committing to what you are worth, and then what happens on Thursday is step 12. Step 12 is when you step out. You step out on step 12. You're like, okay, I'm feeling good. Let's take a look at my life. I feel like $1 million, but my life is a piece of shit. Like, so then you realize I'm great, but my outer world is not reaching the same level of value that my inner world is. So you start to realize you have a mismatch going on there. Pluto retrogrades on Thursday, and that's a big deal because Pluto. I described this in my last Namaste Today Live. Like, but Pluto. So I realized that, Gary, when Pluto reaches a consciousness, I realized the consciousness has compacted, is what's happened. It's become dense. So by the time Pluto hits a sign, I realized it's become dense, the consciousness. Now in Capricorn, for instance, when Pluto's in Capricorn, the density of the consciousness was, 100 companies owned by 8 companies owned by 8 families. All of capitalism was dense, right? Like it all became intertwined, and Pluto comes through there like a jackhammer and says, break all this shit up, break all this up, right? Well, Aquarius from 2 degrees is our vibe, our feeling of how we vibe with ourselves. How does I vibe with myself? That inner spark inside me, that vibe inside me that makes me who I am, that spark of originality. Pluto moving in has been awakening that spark since Aquarius. So we've all been awakening to our spark inside of us. But Pluto holds up all the walls, right? And that's what Pluto is. It is literally the space maker. It kind of holds up the walls. So it sort of holds up where it has drilled. Then Pluto retrogrades, beep, 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 and starts pulling out of this tunnel that's sort of bored into your conscious awareness. And so what happens is, the first time it pulls away, everyone gets a little like, whoa, what is this? Like I suddenly feel unsteady. I feel this low grade anxiety going on inside of me. I feel this anxious energy that just can do anything. And what it is that Pluto has freed your conscious access to this vibration inside of you. It's freed it, but it also took away the stints. So as a result, you have to now manage your boundaries with your vibe.
Right.
So what this means is that everybody is sort of like learning how to ride a unicycle. Like we're learning how to like be on, get along with our own vibe. And so vibration can sort of get out of control. So when you compile this Jupiter-Uranus energy with the Pluto retrograde, people can easily freak out and lose control of themselves. Okay, like these are people who are on the edge who didn't have boundaries to begin with. You know what I mean? So I don't think that it's like reason for alarm. But for the individual, it means that you have to probably learn some new techniques to not let things throw you off your vibe.
So what if you were what if you're coming into this time and specifically your Pluto was 11 degrees Virgo?
If your Pluto is 11 degrees Virgo,
Yeah.
you're a person who has a hard time keeping it together anyways. Is that your Pluto?
No.
No, yeah. Pluto 11 Virgo is a person who is literally sickly. Literally sickly. Literally cannot hold the integrity of their consciousness together. It's a Humpty Dumpty that falls apart a lot. And they're learning how to come together and hold themselves together. They can't keep it together.
Okay, that makes total sense.
They can't keep it together. So
that makes total. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you just answered like 1,000 of my questions with one statement.
Okay, yeah, that's the issue. They can't keep it together. They're learning how to keep it together. And in a way, Pluto at 2, so what this means you might get overly excited and spill your drink at dinner, okay? It means you might, like, hear your wife say the wrong thing and just go bat out of hell too far in your response to her. You may let your emotional vibe get the best of you, and you have to learn how to keep yourself cool. So this is sort of like a lesson in keeping your cool. And so once Pluto retrogrades on Thursday, everyone has to practice keeping their cool.
Right.
That's how I put it. So then you go on the weekend on Friday, it's step 13 Taurus.
Oh.
And so by Friday, we're all like, you're all fired. Like, that's the point when you're just like, that's it. You got to go, and you got to go, and this has to go, and all this must go, and this is a clearance sale, this all must go for $1. So basically, is this moment when you realize you're trading in this old beat up thing for something shinier. Or at least the idea comes to do that.
Somebody say my eyes are crystal clear.
I see that.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys what I'm doing, but I'm going to be showing you actually at the event coming up.
Oh.
I've got the latest secret, and I'm going to share it with everybody.
For crystal eyes?
Well, the eyes are just a reflection of everything else.
Oh yeah.
By the time we get there, I'm gonna look substantially different than I do today.
And when he looks at you, the laser beams come straight out of there and heal you.
So what happens?
Burn my stomach. Burn my stomach. Yeah. Careful when you sneeze. So then this weekend, you're like, what the F was that? So this weekend coming up is you're wrapping your head around the fact that you want life to change and that you need life to change, basically, is what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really sort of getting your head around a new attitude about your potency in life. So come the end of the week, you start looking at, well, okay, if I'm really worth this much, why am I in this relationship? Why am I in this job? Why am I only making this an hour? Why am I living in this place? So I think there's an instant sort of upgrade that starts to happen towards the end of the week where we realize it's time for some sort of an upgrade somewhere.
Mm-hmm. So
somewhere in life.
So basically, it's interesting because you're right. It's soft and it's hard. It's a push and a pull this week. People are going to come to their own self-value. They're going to come up against the wall, say, I'm done with this. People are going to go. But people are actually going to dismiss themselves, too, I would imagine.
What do you mean by that?
Well, if somebody needs to go or leave an idea, a project, leave a business or relationship, they're gonna probably go this week, too.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, or at least they'll come to the conclusion that it needs to end. Remember, the Earth is in Scorpio, so what we're manifesting the whole month of Taurus are new boundaries.
Right.
That's what you end up actually manifesting are new boundaries. Like, so this project is killed, this project is birth, this person loses access, this person leaves the event or leaves the company. So there's a lot of changes of what we open to and don't and close to.
Huh. Okay, that's really, really cool. So when you thinking about this, I mean, we do the forecast every week, and you do it every month. And the best way to do it is get into your service. You go through this. You have a daily pep talk. You give the month. You mega monthly, which is really powerful. Mm-hmm. And then you break it down into a daily basis. Like it's pretty hard to screw up your life if you just follow along the messages. You follow along, everything seems to work. So, what do you think we're gonna now? We're coming through the summer of love. Everything's going to be coming together. Do you have any feeling about September?
It's really hard to psychically probe into there. It feels, what I feel is an energy of like a wall of energy is what it feels like as if it starts getting super windy to the point where you got to stay inside. That's what it sort of feels like psychically. I can't put my thumb on what it is I'm feeling specifically. I do expect shenanigans.
Yeah.
Basically, Pluto at 29 will sextile Neptune at 29, 28 Pisces. And by the way, Neptune is at 29 Pisces here coming up this summer. The last time Neptune was at 29 Pisces was the American Civil War.
Right.
It's literally what led to the American Civil War.
Right.
Was a moral spiritual crisis. Neptune at 29 is a moral spiritual
So we have
crisis.
a moral spiritual crisis, which I can see coming up. I mean, look at all the stuff happening in the news right now, the entertainment industry, the people that are coming out, the truth that's actually coming to the surface. All these people that we thought were good aren't so good. All these people we followed, all these people our kids are dancing after and singing after are literally involved in some of the most heinous things you can imagine. That's all coming to the surface. Now, I gotta say that we've been saying this for like 12 years, but
Yeah, well, it took a lot longer than I thought. Like humans, change very slowly. But when Pluto goes to 29, that will be a race for power. So we'll be in a race for power, and that's everywhere. That's a race for power everywhere. That could be a race for power to have the number one, our AI tool. Could be a race for power in a media sense between certain media companies, but it's definitely been a race for world power. And I think what the shadow did not anticipate was the light getting their shit together like we are. So the truth is that everyone is more, people who tried are more healed and more recovered than they have been since 1950.
yeah,
I think.
I see that. I mean, because I like you, I have a lot. I see a lot of contacts of people. I know I do astrology of every single person I talk to, and what I can see is that generally, first of all, everybody that comes into my orbit is is not accidental. I like when I was at the event this weekend. Um, I could relate to every single person that came up to me. I could relate to how they relate to my story. And so here's one of the difference. I personally touched and helped maybe 175 people over 5 hours straight this weekend, one-on-one. After the event, they came up one after one after one. So 5 hours straight.
That's amazing.
Yeah, well, you normally think that I would be dead, like recovering. I had energy. The next day I got up, I had energy. The only thing I had was I felt like I'd done 2 treatments with my hands the day before. I mean, literally, I had my hands on people for like 5 hours straight, and so there's a difference in the way that the people are showing up, and I believe I've always attributed to this. If I come to help you or fix you, if I'm fixing you, I'm going to take your karma. If you come to me, I assume that you're there for me. I'm not here to fix anybody. They're all there for me. It's all me. And if I'm helping them help me, then by default we both win, and there's nobody takes the karma there.
That's a good position, a posture, if you will.
Yeah.
to approach life with. I actually, I've always felt that well, let's get super deep. Allegedly you and I are in heaven right now asleep. So this is all a dream. Reality is but a dream. And if it's a dream, it is all about me. It's my dream.
Yeah.
Right? Like it makes sense. So every character in my dream is there for me. Somehow they're here to serve my narrative. And yes, I show up and do what I do for them. as a means of engaging and interacting with them, because that's what I do. But it is all, I agree, it's all for me.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the thing about, the indigenous people felt the same way about animals.
Yes.
They felt
Yeah.
that the animal kingdom was always showing up, appearing, all
It happens for me every day. So what happens is I ask a question, I'm talking about something, and an animal, a bug, or something shows up in one or two or three. I use the step system from you. I use the animal as a spirit animal, and that's my answer. I do that all day. Every day I do that.
I love the animals. I've been working with this woman named Bernadette King, who has like the number one animal tarot deck, by the way.
Cool.
But she's really, they're beautiful cards. You can pull an animal card. I've been pulling them in the service just during Taurus, because Taurus is so hands-on kind of energy. And I've really come to realize that the animals are sort of like energetic 5G towers.
Yeah.
In a way. Like they're holding and putting out frequencies is what they're doing. Like porcupine is a frequency, owl is a frequency. These are conscious frequencies of expression. And they're just little pieces of these conscious energies of expression free roaming around on the planet. Right? So it's like you got this like little 5G tower of wisdom called an owl that hoots 3 times as I walk in the house. Is that for me? You bet your dollar it is. It's in your dream. The owl felt like it was time to hoot.
Yeah.
Right? And so wisdom is calling me. When I hear an owl hoot, to me it's like a, hey, dumbass. Like, to me, it's God going, hey, dumbass. I'm like, what am I doing?
I noticed, like, when we were in the jungle, like we're at Mayakon or something like that, we have people there. So I always believe that nature, if it bites us or hurts us or whatever, it's reinforcing. They're there to help us. So one thing I've noticed is that when you have a couple of mosquitoes, not a big deal, you don't really notice it. But when you have 1,000 mosquitoes and they all bite you, you start to notice the patterns where they bite you. Yeah, I noticed that Scorpios are all on their gallbladder meridian. I noticed that Aries get it all on their liver meridians. I noticed the Cancers get it all up here and all down here and all up here.
I get mine on like the back of my calves.
Yeah, well, that's heart. Taurus.
Well, I got some sweet blood, baby.
And actually, that would make sense, because Taurus is like protect the heart, really, which is behind you, and the calves are the pump for the heart, and same thing with the nose.
And on my belly too, I've gotten them, which is weird. I don't know how they got in there, but some belly bites.
Yeah,
summer.
I mean, belly is all your organs in there, but it's like because we were actually taking pictures of it last time we were at the retreat with all our people, because they're all coming and they're getting bit and they're getting bit in these patterns, and I'm like, okay, well, there's your sign, there's your pattern of bites, click, take a picture. Now, what's interesting for me is I've been bitten by bugs my entire life. Guess what? Not one bug bite anytime, anywhere right now.
You must be putting on like a frog fur gnome or something.
Well, it's funny because my observation is animals act to our energy and they confirm our biology. So basically they act, that's why they bite on those lines, like the mosquitoes.
Oh.
It's really energetic. I know we have all this thing about how we breathe and what we eat and all that stuff, but I found it to be that. And, I've also found that nature only attacks us when we have fear.
Yes, that's true. You have to be fearless, right? They smell the fear.
Yeah. And then more pointedly is we have all this biology, and I know that nature smells, but it's not biology that they first go after, it's energy. Nature knows the energetic signatures. They can see it, they can feel it. I have too many, it's like this. It's like when somebody walks into a room and they're angry, and everybody can feel it. I always say, So what's the nature mechanism? Did they like breathe hard? Was it a pheromone? How come I felt it right when they walked through the door? That didn't have enough time to transfer anything. It's because we have energy, we feel energy, and then we confirm it with our biology. That's my belief system. That's how I operate with the body.
Yeah, energetic. We're talking about animals, and I guess cats see energy before. I don't know who's telling me this, but cats see you as an energy before they see you as solid. Which is why they see ghosts.
Yeah.
All the time, cats always see ghosts. They see stuff in the house.
You know, cats only meow at humans too.
Meow at humans?
Yeah, they don't meow in nature.
That's true, actually. I don't think I've seen cats meowing to each other.
They don't. They only meow at humans. And
that's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah. I have all these random facts because I'm an observer of nature, human nature, and nature. So I have all these random facts about people and animals that you just, and they just go on forever that you never even think of. Because when in my observation of nature especially, I find truth about humans, about us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're like little fragments of us.
Yeah.
It's like God split it apart so we can study it in pieces.
And when we do, like, we've been doing some heavy work here over the last little while, the animals all react to the work. Like, if I'm doing a release session, the birds or the chakalakas here and basically the crows, when I'm doing it, they'll come literally and they'll get in the trees around and they'll go, ah, 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 ah. They won't shut up.
Interesting.
And then I stop and they go away. Start again, they all come back.
Yeah. This is how you're literally figuring it. Like, you're on the path of a shaman right now. You are.
I know, but who would have ever thought? I mean, when I was partying in Hollywood all those years, the shaman was the last thing on my mind.
Ours too. Totally. Yeah. We're still trading cash bitterly. Like, where I lost that bet, man. I don't know what happened. But yeah, it is. But that's how the shaman would see the interaction of the entire, of life. Everything that happens in life is a figment of your creation.
Yeah.
And everything is playing along. So starting to look at your life, reading the signs of the magic of life. It's very magical when you see life that way.
So, one thing I have noticed is that, there's a point. There's like when I didn't know my birth time correctly, and when we were reading my chart, it made sense at the time, and it got me to a point.
Right.
Then when I found my birth chart and changed, that also made sense at the time. But if I would have known that beforehand, I would have probably not functioned.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's like that moment in the Matrix. Is like when she's like, "What's really going to burn your noodle is if would you have broken it if I told you ahead of time." Right? Like we have to, and that's a poor quote, but yeah, astrologers experience that all the time. Like, because we have clients who get their birth time wrong, and so they'll get a reading, and then they'll come back like, "Oh my God, the time was wrong. I want another reading." Okay, fine, we'll do another reading, no problem. And I see that in their chart, like, oh, she needed to believe that to drive to that. Like, it was no accident we had the time wrong.
Yeah.
I had to guide her here and then guide her there.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally what happened, because I don't think I would have accepted it.
Correct.
I accepted the first version of it, but the second version of it, because my mid has a 7 degrees Capricorn, and that's what changed a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I wouldn't believe that either at that time. This culture you got it. This can't be right. Recalculate. Spiritual leader. Oh.
Yeah, you know,
Hoarding.
it's weird because you know, I was having this conversation the other day. So I had a double PhD, double master's, a medical scientist, cancer researcher over here who's been in our programs for 4 years. So she's
Wow.
finally leaving the system. She's like, I'm done. I no longer believe in medicine. I no longer believe in science. I see all this stuff that I'm working with you guys and all of the people. I see the change. There is no explanation for in science. I'm no longer going to participate. So unwinding. So I'm having a 3-hour podcast with her in 2 months, and I was giving my theory of the human body and the human existence, and it was for her to basically ask questions or blow holes in it. And what was really super interesting was, first of all, is that now she got it, with the questions they were all confirmed and got through, and she goes, I can buy that. And the idea was we're setting up for her to, because it can't be me, it has to be her. The scientists and the doctors, some of them listen to me, but the mainstream is. So she's going to be converting that over that language. And what's important about that is that people are ready to change. They're like me, like coming into my change right now. I'm starting to feel that people in science are ready for change. And we were talking about the scientific method, right? And so if you have a macro, a spreadsheet, right, and you have formulas, and that formula, and if you have that formula, but if the value of cell number one that you're formulating against is corrupt, the spreadsheet will work, and then also the numbers stop working. And so think about all of the therapies and ways of dealing with a human being. They all work. Doesn't matter what they are until they stop working. Every one of them. There's not one that works. It always works, and then it stops, and I have to do something else. And that's why everybody's going around. Well, my evaluation is because cell number one, what is a human being? We have that wrong. And so when we look at science, we're observing science through the eyes of that. What is a human being? But we say that we're this muscle skeletal being that has this energy around us, but that energy is highly functioning. It's like, think about what that says. It says this low energy, dense part has this super intelligent energy around it. That doesn't even make sense. There's a super intelligent energy at the center of it, is the density that is getting the avatar is working through. This is the stupid part. This is the intelligent part. And if I think this is the intelligent part and I own that energy, then all of the evaluation and observations that I make, because science is observational, is going to be based upon that belief system, that theory. So what we're doing is starting this year, we're releasing my theory of the human existence, and that my theory is what's driving this movement right now. And what I'm really excited about, I'm really excited because my theory of human existence was fueled by your step system.
That's nice.
Because it allowed me to explain things in the human body or the human psyche that didn't happen. And people, if you're not on Chris's app yet, go to our website, go to our partner store, our affiliate store, sign up for Studio Choice, $3.99 for the first month. You get absolutely nothing to lose. Nope. If you don't like it, cancel it. But I got to tell you, it's going to scare the shit out of you in a good way because it's so accurate. It's so accurate today. And learn the step system. Like, you don't have to learn astrology. Learn the step system, and you can apply it to all of astrology. All you have to do is learn what those values mean, and you apply it to every aspect of your life. And that's what I did to the human body.
Totally true. Yeah, to me, and so where you mapped out what it is to be human, I've mapped out what it is to be conscious.
There you go.
Right, like,
it makes me have a conscious human.
Yeah, there you go. Sign up for $19.95. Yeah, we do. We mapped it out. I feel like we're in a great era of conscious discovery, sort of like Sir Isaac Newton, or these other times in history, Copernicus, where we had major reevaluations of who we are in the nature of the universe. I do believe that we're on the spark of that era. That we are forefathers and foremothers of the new era right now.
Yeah.
And it's just from our compulsion and our fascination to understand how everything works. I'm really, really starting to play with my wizard skills. And trying to like turn lights on and shit, and like.
Oh yeah. I got some stuff. That's what I was gonna say, but I can't wait to spend time with you, Rene, here coming up, because I gotta show you some shit that's gonna be a little bit on the unbelievable side.
Well,
I know you do too, but
okay, yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, I think we're coming into our wizardly powers, and I think that we have a lot of you talk about so far. Your work has all been about healing the body.
yeah.
I'm curious if you're gonna like end up showing us how to access our superpowers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm already done with the healing side. I'm stopping all conversation. I'm no longer going to even answer questions for how to heal your body, because everything that I've ever needed to say is already up there. There's a video, there's a written document. There are literally hundreds of thousands of people and practitioners now saying it.
Right.
So I don't need to say it anymore. So I'm going to go over the performance, which is really, when I say performance, people think physical performance, but the truth is, the physical performance is your performance is a reflection of the performance of your field or your superpower. The physicality is just a representation of that. And so we try to make the physical body perform. It's never going to do it. You make the field perform, your physical body reacts to it. I'm going to show people that we don't even think.
I don't think we think either.
Yeah. We perceive, because thought, what happens is the way our brain works is if I have a stimulation, touch, then the brain goes, what is that? But before stimulation, there is no thought. Zero.
There's only observation.
That's only observation. That's right. And observation is, and what's higher than love? Observation.
I think observation is what life is.
No, love, I meant. What's higher than love is observation. Because
I suppose so.
Yeah, because observation, love is still a judgment, because there could be no love as well. But observation is simply the observing of it. And that's when we're stressed out, we sit in our bodies, but when we're present, we sit up here, our consciousness, which is observation. And that's when we connect to our higher self. And that's
I just observed an interruption in this broadcast.
wow, look at that.
We had a little moment there.
Yeah.
I think we just switched. I think we just moved to a new timeline. Hitler won the war.
Well, he didn't die anyways. He moved to Argentina to live out his life.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, so
okay, so Chris,
that was so deep, you fried the internet, buddy. You're still, go ahead.
No, I'm still here.
Yeah, we're coming back on. We're coming back in.
So I've had weird stuff. Nature and electronics is being highly affected in my presence right now, and so I'm learning to keep my energy at a very calm level, because when I don't, it just everything goes.
Yeah, I actually have. So I can tell in a chart. I have ways of telling in a chart if they're born with metaphysical abilities. Okay, so some people are born with metaphysical abilities, meaning their consciousness interacts with metaphysics. You could say it's the beginning of kind of superhero powers of the Matrix. And when I'm in readings with these people, I'll be like, and the love of your life is, and then, yeah, we're about to say something profound, and the reason why you were born, hello? they're like so nervous. They like short circuit the thing. I'm like, stop doing that. You're short circuiting. Like, stay calm. And like, they don't need to. Like, a light bulb blows up behind them. Like, see, there it is. So it's possible. Yeah, I think your magic powers are coming online. We have to be careful.
Yeah. I am. I'm watching it because there's a change. So, Chris, Astro Mechanics on Thursday. Hitting it out of the park, guys. Tune in on Thursday at 12 PST. And we will see you next Monday and another Monday, and then we are together.
I know. We're going to be shooting. I wonder if will we do a broadcast or sit next to each other?
Yeah,
I think we'll phone. We can talk to each other on the phone next to each other.
It's been a while, my friend. I'm so forward to spend time with you.
Me too. It's going to be a blast. And by the way, tonight I have my Leading Out Loud comedy, spiritual comedy.
Oh, yeah. Gonna watch that. That was fun last week.
Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. It's on LLL_Leading Out Loud on YouTube. Just find our YouTube channel. It's fun. It's live. We're talking about stuff. We're going to talk about the TikTok being banned, and we're going to get some behind the scenes of Alex Baldwin and whether or not he shot that girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going to use our psychic powers to find these things out.
Okay. Take care.
All right, thanks, buddy. See you guys. Bye.